Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to another Magtrain Breachbound unboxing video. And this time it's the Genestealer Neophyte Hybrid box. Now, I do appreciate this box has been out for a wee while and we're reaching the end of 40k, but I picked this box up mainly because I've started doing some Adeptus Mechanicus to go alongside my 30k Thousand Suns, and I needed something to be my tech thralls. Now, Genestealer Cultists you get for $22.50, you get 10. They're armed with a variety of weapons, most of which actually aren't particularly useful for the tech thralls, but we'll get back to that later. But they were cheaper than buying the Forge World ones, far better than trying to kit bash Cadians into something, that must be said. And I was able to use the bits across another army, which we will get a sneak preview of in a wee while. So, without further ado, let's dive in and see what you get. So, firstly, box shows the 10 guys. Close-ups of the, now is that the seismic laser? It is the seismic cannon, pretty close, and the guy with a shotgun. And if we turn the box round, nice close-up of a few different ones. The obligatory colour schemes, which I personally have to say actually I found really useful recently. Cult icons, nice variety of different bits as well. Unlike the olden days where you'd see like a couple of tactical marines and the sergeant in one build, that was it. These show a wee bit more. Very exciting, 10 round bases. The booklet, so it shows the 10 guys. Inside it shows how to make the leader, it shows all the different bits. They're all numbered in the sprue. Now when I last collected, sprues weren't numbered. I think Baneblade was maybe the only one that was. This is actually really handy because I've been building, sneaking ahead to my other project, some Arcanauts, which are not being used in Age of Sigmar, ... And I've been actually finding the Arcanauts and the Thunderers really difficult, and that was because I just cut the bits off the sprue and started trying to assemble them. And actually knowing what goes where, very important, particularly with something like heavy weapons where, as you'll see, the seismic cannon uses arm 93 to hold it, but the heavy stubby uses 88. Now, actually, that's really quite important because otherwise the arms don't line up. So we've got a load of different stuff, webbers, grenade launchers, flamers, all these sort of cool things. And just take a note, it's an old style flamer, like second ed old style. Last time we saw Genestealer Cultists was second ed, so a nice bit harking back. And a bucket load of shotguns, and shotguns is something you really don't see a lot of in 40k. They're not nice shotguns either, and this one here, very Terminator-esque as an Arnie. Same with this one here. I really like them. I also really like that demo pack, which is basically dynamite. Dark Elder knife, pretty cool. Not quite so convinced, but hey ho. But the packs are fantastic. Now the important thing is with these bodies, so when I say packs I actually mean like the shoulder lamps, the antennae, the wee power pack in the back. These are really good option for Solar Auxilia in 30k. Now yes, they don't have las guns, and Solar Auxilia have those Auxilia rifles which are a wee bit pish. Or maybe Solar Auxilia don't. I'll get back to you on that one. But there are ways around that, which we will see soon. So let's have a quick look at the sprues themselves. So as you can see, they are packed with pieces. I believe there's something like 190 odd bits on the sprue. It's just worth saying, just quickly before we go any further, it tells you the basic composition. Basically it's a codex entry. It doesn't come with the special rules like Cult Ambush, Return to the Shadows, but it does tell you the basics of your unit. So if you're in the Games Workshop your first time, maybe you're taking part in a beginner's day because it's a Sunday and you're a younger generation, quite acceptable. You crack open the box, you don't have the codex, well, you can still get straight in at least points and rules. So let's take a look at sprue 1, shall we? Turn it side on for a better look. So as you can see, there's the seismic laser, there's a mining laser, the heavy stubber. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of lights in the sprue. Bodies. Now this is a more command sprue, so you can see there's a power pick, there's a power maul, chainsword. There is, what else? There's a knife, power packs and tripod for the seismic cannon, sorry. Backpacks to go with the mining laser, variety of shotguns, otherwise standard torsos. Now the heads are really worth taking a bit of notice of. So you've got elongated craniums, you've got gas masks, you've got visors. Nothing actually, despite the craniums being elongated, that could be some form of abhuman cult in 30k. That could easily be your Adeptus Mechanicus security troops. Some of them, like this one, obviously that's a bit more Stealer. I don't think there's actually many more heads on this sprue. Nope, so we'll move over to the other sprue. It's maybe just worth having a quick peek though at the torsos themselves. So there are these really cool sort of ribbed things, which actually looks pretty high tech, all things considering. Breathers are built into the front of it. This is important, you'll see why in a wee while. Please note the, as we like to call them, the dangly whatnots. They look like tube charges, little belt pouches, etc. These are worth bearing in mind because these will affect what legs you can use, which is a bit of a pain. So over here we've got the banner. We'll go to there first. We've got that shotgun that I'm really fond of. Pull it back out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of legs. Grenade launcher and flamer. More Genestealer heads. You'll notice not all of them are elongated. That one's got a wee bump in the skull, so there's clearly something going on beneath the skin, but more shotguns. There's your Weber. We'll maybe turn it around in a minute for a better look at that. Here's your pistols. So you've got drum-fed auto pistol, pretty cool. Web pistol, apparently really good in Shadow War of Armageddon, which we'll briefly talk about in a second or two. And a bolt pistol. And then if we turn the sprue around so you can have a look at the Weber. There's the Weber. And I think that cap thing maybe goes on it somewhere as well. Now, Shadow War of Armageddon is the new look Necromunda, but allows Space Marine Terminators really in it. In here you've got, for 20 quid, so same cost as the Necromunda gang, you've got more than enough to make your entire crew armed pretty much how you want, because each faction's got its own weapons list. It's no longer the fact that Vansar, Cawdor, etc. all just draw from the same weapons list. So each faction has its own list, so stuff like the Webers and that, it's quite handy getting them on the sprue. You'll notice that there is Genestealer cult symbols, this sort of dragon, well, it's a Genestealer, we know what it is. However, in 30k, as you'll see, I'm using those for something slightly different. There's the heads from the other angle, pretty cool. So, how do these things go together? Well, I have to say, I found them to be a wee bit tricky at first, because yet again, I didn't read the instructions. So, what we have is one security tech thrall. So you'll notice he's got the Scutari long rifle and the galvanic caster. Looking back on it, I maybe should have used a radium carbine, because casters you can give to the peltasts from the Inferno book. That is the Scutari helmeted head chopped in half and attached. The arms don't quite always line up, there's a wee bit of an issue. Now I've kept the Genestealer symbol on, not because they've actually all got Stealer DNA lurking in them 7 millennia early, but because I think it'll do just fine as the Void Dragon symbol, or the the Dragon of Mars. So here's another one. Now they fit these action poses, these hunched over things, which for the tech files in particular I think really works. The power packs and the little lamps are actually very similar to the tech thrall looks. These aren't a million miles away from Forge World's own tech thralls. So we've got a running guy here. Well, he's still firing, of course. We've got another hunched over sort of hip firing. Now most of them require the heads chopped in half and stuck in. This guy didn't. There's a couple of the torsos that don't have the breather built in round sort of in front of the mouth. And then here's my, now tech files don't get sergeants, but my nominal leader pointing, not unfortunately looking in the direction, but hey, with the shouldered gun. This one worked pretty well actually. Now this does leave me a whole load of bolt pistols, power weapons, etc. So what was I going to use those for? Well, I did mention that I'd got the aeronauts. So this guy has the autogun, and this is an Imperial Militia squat, because everybody loves a bit of squats. Arm went on fairly well, lack a shoulder pad. Now the Arcanauts don't come with many shoulder pads, bit of a pain. One of them though, this chap here, I gave the shoulder pad to because they do not go particularly well onto the Arcanaut bodies, but looks pretty cool, I think anyway. Let's see, so this guy's firing his like sort of heavy duty Uzi. Now this one, you'll notice there's quite a bit of damage to the gun. I know you're all wondering what happened. Well, that's because some of the arms, and I'll see if I can find them here, some of the arms are a bit more Tyranid than other arms. So yes, so here we've got these really big Tyranid hands. This one's got an extra arm. Yeah, we can see where this is going. An extra arm. And where are they? Yes, here we go. Claws. Yeah. Yep, so there you see. This allows you to make the 3rd generation hybrids, which are the more Genestealer ones. Now, there is a separate sprue in some of the other boxes that gives you the more Tyranid heads with the feeders and stuff like that. Here's another Arcanaut just quickly, so you're not just staring at nothing. You can have a far more Genestealer looking force if you so choose, or you can have an almost human one. Now I went for the almost human one, but I know that a lot of people when they're collecting this, they really want the Genestealer aspect of it. So I have to say this box is really good value for money. You get loads of bits. You can take 2 heavy weapons. You get enough for 3. These heavy weapons are getting stuck on my Myrmidons. Particularly the mining laser, which I think I'll use as a lightning cannon, the seismic cannon I think it is, which I'll be using as the plasma fusile. The heavy stubber is probably going to go on a squat actually, because you can buy the Imperial Militia in 30k, their command squads can all be bought heavy stubbers. Same with the grenade launchers. Now at this point you've got a bit of a decision, because it's what 30k is very much all or nothing. They can all have heavy bolters, they can all have flamers, they can all have this, they can all have that. You can't say I'll have 2 grenade launchers, 1 flamer and 2 heavy stubbers please Carl, and oh I think a chainsword off the bottom. No, it's really all vowels, all consonants, and you better pray that you don't end, you can end up making something from it type thing. But all in all, a fantastic kit, and a quick shot over here to save my rumble slam. There's the rest of my tech thralls. And the Scutaria I bought to originally get the guns. They're being used as the peltasts in my list. Just at the back is some rumble slam. That'll be a different video for a different time. But I would heartily recommend getting this kit, whether if you're looking for low-tech guard, Imperial Militia, Genestealer cults obviously, or if you fancy playing Necromunda or I-Munda, which is the Inquisitor scale 28mm Necromunda. Because the amount of bits in this is fantastic. And stuff like the pickaxe, the power maul, etc. Even just a different chainsword. Really, really cool. And they could also make really cool sort of boarding troops for spaceships if you were theming like a party or an army, gang, whatever you want to call it, of like a rogue trader. Their basic ability to pretty much put your folk in spacesuits. Almost like the Alien films, the people that go down to the planets. You could do a lot worse than this. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, happy gaming and may you always roll 6s.